Hi Shrishti.
Hi Nupur.
Welcome to POV Unpopular.
Thank you so much.
Finally you are here.
Yes.
Finally. So the topic for our today's podcast would be somewhere around traveling and travel and life. Let's call it that.
Okay.
Because I personally know you and I know how much you love to explore, how much you love to travel. And I guess everybody who follows you on Insta or social media knows that. So I thought, why not? Let's do an episode on that.
Yeah.
और ये हमारा traveling पे based पहला episode है. Okay. So, what to ask? So let's begin with the first question. When did you find out this love for traveling, exploring? Like, was it from childhood or after college or since college, or you went to certain place and then you discovered? When did you discover this love?
So I think it has been genetic in my maternal side.
Oh.
So my grandfather, my Nana ji and Nani ji, they have traveled a lot because of job or say because of their passion. And at that time, it wasn't like traveling by trains or traveling by flights and all. It used to be that the charges would be 30 rupees per head. There would be a tractor there would be a truck that would lead from their hometown and would go to so many places.
Okay.
So that's how locally they have traveled in trucks at that time. And then gradually, when trains came, it became accessible for people. So they used to travel with that, and they've done, I think, 95% of India.
Wow.
Both of them. And they had 6 kids, and they used to leave their kids at their mom's house or dad's house like that, and they used to travel like that. And
So this is
post
your
that-
Nana and Nani you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that same carried over to my mother.
Hmm.
So she used to love traveling, and my father didn't allow her to travel a lot initially, but she used to save penny and penny out of the monthly groceries and all. And then we used to go for day trips when we were in Delhi, and when we shifted back in Maharashtra, so she used to take us to trips. So at that time also, Nana and Nani used to go everywhere. So she used to just accompany us, and thankfully, I think she is one of the rare parents who allows the kids to bunk their school only for traveling.
Wow.
She has taken us some trips which were locally in Maharashtra, and one we went to Omkareshwar. So that's how it has happened. And traveling back then was not like booking hostels or hotels or anything like that. It used to be कि हाँ वहाँ पर कोई रहता है पहचान का और उनके घर पे जाना है. So it was very like बहुत personal touch आता था हर ट्रिप में.
Right.
कि किसी को जानने वाले को तो मिल रहे हैं और वो खुद लोकली उस जगह को इतना जानते थे पहले से कि ऐसा लगता था किसी के घर पे उनका घर देखने जा रहे हैं.
Right, and I guess that's the best kind of travel. You don't get to see that travel a lot today because people are not as well connected to a lot of their relatives or friends today. So that is rare to see. But I think I have also done a few travels in the especially Himachal and Uttarakhand region where we have stayed with the locals, and that has been a totally different experience altogether because you get to eat the local food, you get to travel the local places with them. It's so awesome. Like you become a part of their family for those many days, which is so great. Wow, so I think we all have heard about genetically transferred a lot of things like diseases and all, but genetically transferred travel love is new, I guess.
Yes, thankful for that.
Yes, that's great. Okay, so that's how you inherited basically the love for traveling, and then you have continued to do so even today. So, like coming to you, how much of maybe India or what you have explored so far? And what is in your to-do list when it comes to traveling? Like any dream place or location or within India or maybe outside India that you want to travel for certain reasons?
So see, when we talk about this, how many places that I've explored. So if you come to my Instagram, you will see so many highlights. And if I would have converted them rather than the place as a state, so I have covered many states. But travel for me is not like I've touched down Uttar Pradesh and I've done Uttar Pradesh. It's not like that. So I've been to Mathura Vrindavan. So I've been only a small part of Mathura and Vrindavan. It's not entirely like that. So I've been to many places like that. And yes, of course, my most favorite till now has been Hampi. Like it has been in my heart.
Yes.
It's been an entire year. I think I'm going to complete 1 year entirely since the trip has happened with me last year. And the place that I would like to go to is Northeast, definitely.
Northeast,
But I am like into researching that I want to explore it entirely locally and not like live in any other fancy places or like that. I really want local contacts from there, so that I can see the exact authentic Northeast that is
Right,
that.
right,
Because
right.
I think that's the only part of India that is very untouched right now.
It is. Although now people have started to travel to Northeast, but it's still very new, I guess. Not because I guess maybe the connectivity is a little difficult for certain people. It's a little difficult to reach. But now I guess you can take a plane or train, whatever, and reach.
Connectivity is there, and many people are not still yet comfortable, I think, because when I speak in my family circle, if I speak about Northeast, they are not that comfortable. Majorly it comes because we are from food culture changes. Then it is near to the border, that's why there are many tensions at many places. So there are certain things that need to come up.
True. But even I have not traveled Northeast so far. And even that is on my bucket list as well. And any place outside India that's in your bucket list?
Outside India, definitely there's not any one particular country, but I know that if I'm going to start, I won't consider Nepal as foreign country.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, maybe the very first thing I can go is Nepal if you talk only about the borders.
Yes.
And if not Nepal, I would like to explore the Vietnam, Laos, and that 3 countries that are combined over there.
So,
Cambodia,
Southeast
Vietnam,
Asia.
and Laos.
Yeah.
I'd like to combine that 3 countries.
Okay.
And I'd like to see that.
Okay, that's pretty good. For me, my bucket list, especially outside India, is Japan. Like, I really want to go to Japan once, but it's a little bit costly, so I'm still.
Well, you went to Hong Kong. It's not very far.
I guess Hong Kong would be cheaper than Japan. That's I don't know. Like, I will have to go to Japan and research a little bit more to know. But yeah, Japan.
Let's manifest.
Let's manifest, yeah. And Japan and maybe South Korea as well for me. I don't know why. I've watched a lot of K-drama.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That comes to the part where movies are influenced a lot.
Yes.
Like, it has influenced a lot. We can also see that treks have been famous after Ranbir Kapoor's Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
Yes,
They went on a trek and many people wanted to go on a trek with their friends. So I think yes, K-drama has influenced you, like made you think you want to go there. Same has been with many people.
Right. True. Okay, so I guess since both of us we relate to traveling, we both relate to exploring. So maybe, like, how has traveling influenced your life as a or maybe influenced you as a person? What changes has it brought, or what is in traveling or exploring that makes you happy? Like, why do you want to travel and explore again? Because see, I feel that whenever we go out to travel anyone or explore, it's like little bit moving out of our comfort zone, little bit moving into that unknown sort of area and making it your own. So what is the part that makes you happy about it?
So see, right now when we talk about travel, it's entirely different concept right now. But I have been into studying our culture and our history. And I found out that humans were meant to be travel from one place to another. Okay, so travel is not entirely travel; it's a mix of travel and tourism kind of thing. And it started with sustenance. They had to travel from places to places for sustainability, to sustain themselves, to find food, etc. But gradually the meaning has changed. Now it is to get out of your 9 to 6 life, if it exists. So this
Most
has
of us
happened.
it does. Yeah.
So it's like that. So that's why the mentality behind it has changed.
Yes.
So now when I go, so every day I travel every day for my work and all things. But when I change my place, when I go somewhere for a break, so the very first thing is to observe. Because in my everyday life I have a fixed schedule. I don't get that much time to observe what's happening around or how life is happening for other people.
Right.
So when I travel, very first thing I usually prefer trains. So when you start your journey from your home to a train, when you are sitting at a train station and you just observe, so you can see like there are multiple stories around you. Okay, so one person is continuously swinging his watch and he's traveling around waiting for the train. He knows that so much curiosity won't get the train to come up early. But again, something might be going in his mind. Maybe there's a medical emergency. Maybe he's going for an exam, or maybe there is something. So you keep on imagining. So your imagination power increases.
Right.
This happens, and there are so many observations. Like sometimes it happens that you see something, and then you realize that you are very very blessed that you can do this, and there are people who cannot.
Right.
Now when I travel very light, and I have my backpack, just one backpack or one more extra bag, and that's all I need for my travels. I can afford to buy anything if I need at the place where I go. But there are people who have to carry everything, and they have kids with them. I can't imagine traveling like this. So that's what happens. Then you have to adjust a lot. So you learn adjustment a lot when you travel.
True.
It's not like that you have your home. Even if you like have the coziest hotels, there are some things that you need to adjust. It's not your home where you have everything.
Right.
That
It's
comes
literally moving out of your comfort zone.
Correct.
Yeah.
And when you are in a schedule, you know that this is going to happen. This is how we can do with it. When you go to a certain other place and something happens and you have not thought about it, so that also where you develop. Like there are situations where you have to think and you have to act on the spot.
Right.
So that thing comes which makes you again stronger to face any kind of situations you may face in your life.
Right.
That's there.
And do you think traveling for certain people especially can also be a way to run away from if they are facing certain problems in life or something like that?
Yes.
Do you think people often go out to travel and explore for this reason as well?
Yes, it was not before, but right now I can agree to that because there are friends with whom I speak, and this is the only reason they tell me why they want to travel. And it disheartens me to know that this is the mentality that has become that our everyday life has become so boring or so frustrating that we want to get out of it, and travel is the, what do we say, a means that can take us out of it. So it should not be like that. I think it should be a part of life. You should be able to enjoy every day, and just a change of enjoyment, travel should come into your life. It should not be somewhere, some part of your life where the travel plan is the only part where you enjoy your life.
Right.
No.
Right. Because I think a lot of people, especially who are working 9 to 6 and all, they relate to this ki they work the entire year, like they work their ass off, and then they wait for special those 10 holidays wherein they'll get to travel, and that's their only way out, like for the entire year. Yeah, it's definitely a little sad, but I guess that's how life has become for a lot of people, a lot of us. Right.
And earlier it used to be like you needed, like maybe for many people it's like we don't find travel buddies and all, but right now it's become very easy. Like you just need to be a little confident in yourself. You can join any group trips that so many agents offer.
Yes.
So it's very easy to travel.
And even I have done a lot of group trips, as in like wherein I don't know the group from beforehand, but I just go with them, and it has always turned out to be pretty good. And I've made some really good friends for life through those trips.
Correct.
So I can definitely recommend this. Like if you don't have anybody or friend to go along, then just join a group that is going. And I'm pretty sure that you will come back with a lot of memories and a lot of friends for life. So that's true. So now since we are traveling, since we are talking about the kind of traveling, so what sort of a traveling do you enjoy? Like it's generally, is it solo traveling, or is it traveling with a group of people, or with your own friends, family, or everything?
So you have seen me travel a lot, but it might come as a surprise. I have traveled either solo or with my mother. Hardly there have been any trips where I have traveled with anyone else.
One you have done with me.
Yeah, one I have done with me. That was the first trip that I'll say that was planned with someone else other than my mom or me being solo.
Okay.
So that has happened, and I haven't explored like this. I would love to go with an unknown group and join them. But I haven't done it. Like I did my first trek, that was also with my friends. Yeah, that was one trip that I went with my friends, and that has been the only trip that I did with my friends. But I would like to open up. I somewhere it comes like the thing about preferences. So me, my mom and me, we have the same preferences.
Right.
So it becomes very easy to travel because I know where we like luxury and where we like being in the roots.
Right.
So that comes handy.
Right.
But going with someone else or joining some other groups comes with handling multiple expectations or multiple preferences of life.
And everybody is sort of a different kind of traveler. They
Correct.
want something else. That's true. That's true. But I guess during the one trip that we had, I think hopefully a lot of things were in sync.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I'll say you are a kind of traveler who like your camouflage with whatever surrounding you have.
that is the kind of person that I am.
Yes. That I would like to compliment you because I was very nervous at the first because I knew you in my daily life, but I didn't know what kind of traveler you are.
Right.
So and people change when they travel. Okay, people do change a lot.
More true, I guess. When they travel. Yeah.
So yes, that was. I think our trip was also one event that happened which made us grew closer as friends.
Yes.
Because there were multiple factors of our life that we didn't know earlier.
Yes, and we were discussing in the train, and that's the beauty of traveling, right?
Correct.
I guess with whosoever you travel, you always come back as a better friend or as a better person, like with the travel.
But
happens.
for that, vibes need to match.
True.
Preferences need to match. The lifestyle that you like, you are someone who blended with me. So I also blended with you. There was not like, okay, I might have some other preferences, you might have, but we blended together.
Right.
We made it a whole. Now there are people who are like, no, if I need this, I need this only. So I have those kind of friends, like when they travel, okay, they need 5-star hotels only. They cannot stay in a homestay, they cannot stay in a hostel. So that happens.
Right. True, and I guess usually if that is those sort of people, then you'll not plan to travel with them very often if you're not matching.
Correct.
That's true. And I guess when I was traveling with you, one very good thing that I noticed about you during travel was like the sustainability factor, that you are such a sustainable traveler. Like you would not use polythene bags, you would carry your own bag wherever you are going. You'll carry your own mugs as well when we used to go to the tea shop. And that was pretty nice because me also as a person, I have always thought of doing it. Like I always think, I also want to be more sustainable, I'll do this and that. But at the end, like I always end up forgetting or being very lazy to take it. But I noticed this in you, which I pretty much liked, that you are very particular about it.
Yes.
I guess you don't really use polythene bags and all at all, right?
It's a part of life and it can't be entirely excluded.
Right.
But I try my best to be minimal.
Minimize it.
Yeah.
True. That's true. That's great. So also, like, since we are talking about traveling, and I guess we both are women and there are certain challenges when it comes to women. So according to you, especially a women traveling in India or maybe abroad as well, what are the few challenges that we might have to face? And maybe if you have sort of like a solution that you particularly take care of while traveling, then you can tell that as well.
First thing I would like to say, when such a topic comes, the very first thing is, where are we safe? This has been a major thing. So I'll just have one statement. You are safe everywhere and you are unsafe everywhere. There is no place in this world where you can feel entirely safe and you can feel entirely unsafe. It's two sides of the coin. So you have to be prepared. So I have been to many places where I've never heard negative reviews and maybe I didn't feel comfortable. So you have to adapt to it, you have to think, you have to use your presence of mind and you have to act accordingly. So what you can do from your end is always keep your travel plan with option B. So if train A is cancelled, anything happens in train A, so you have this option B, okay? Either you can take a flight or you can take a taxi, or these are the public transport options. If your stay fails, you should always have a plan B. Right. Okay. If anything that happens, I always check availability even if my stay is confirmed. Okay, even till now, 1 hour before I'm reaching to my stay, okay, I still have this option if anything wrong happens over here. Number 3 is, no matter you're traveling with family or friends or solo, your travel plan should always be known to a person who is not with you.
True, yeah.
This should always be there, because I was a kind of person who used to keep everything personal to me, private, before like going to the trip. I used to share it even on social media after the trip was completed. I didn't reveal anything before it. But then I came to know, okay, keep it private, but there should be at least one person in your family or friends who should know everything. Everything is everything. When is your train ticket? Where are you staying? The contact number of the person you are staying in. If you are hiring an auto driver, send the photo of the number plate, send the photo of the driver as well as the contact number if you can. Do that. Number 2 is be as much frank as you can, but do not share your actual true life with anyone. Okay? It's okay to frame stories because they are strangers anyway. You're not going to meet them anyway. So if there's a fantasy, I do these kind of things. So I have a fantasy life in my head that I wanted to live at this time, but I could not. So whenever I travel and I meet strangers, I tell them, okay, this is a life that is happening. This is me. So you have met someone interesting.
Also, people who are watching us, if they see you somewhere traveling and do hear a story, it might or might not be true.
Yeah, correct. It might be a fantasy land, so it's true in my head, but not in reality.
Yes.
This might happen.
Jalulu.
So yeah, this is it. Because I have seen people. So there was a lady traveling with a kid, and the entire coach knew that what her husband does, where do they stay, how much does her husband love her kid. So I think this much of exposing your personal life should not be there. There
Right.
should be a boundary which you should keep.
Right.
Because you never know what other people's intentions are. Because I have seen people with good heart go into do certain things that you can never even
Right.
imagine.
True,
So
that
we are
is-
humans. Our mind is subject to change.
Right.
Yeah. Next I will say never trust anyone entirely.
Hmm.
Always keep a 5% of doubt, even if you trust the person 95% when you are traveling. Always keep that. And always keep your boundaries. That's one thing.
Hmm.
And then next to the small things, pepper spray and all these kind of things. Although I have never used such things, because the very first thing that when such situations happen,
Hmm.
I am not in my mindset to find my pepper spray or use it.
Right.
This thing has always been a challenge for me when I hear these kind of things that keep pepper spray and all.
But maybe the people who are keeping it, they can keep it very accessible.
Yes.
If you are keeping
Yes.
it, then intentionally keep it very accessible to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there's one thing that you are free to wear anything, but be mindful of the locality you are going in.
That is true.
Choose your clothing accordingly.
You know, there's this saying, no, when in Rome, be like a Roman. So that's
Yeah.
what. Wherever you are
Yes.
going, just be like that place,
Yes.
of course.
You're free to do everything, but when it comes to your safety, you need to follow these kind of boundaries also. And these are the boundaries you need to expect to yourself. This is not given by someone else, but you need to give those boundaries to yourself.
Right.
This is one thing. And other thing, yes, whatever valuables you have, keep them handy and keep them very near. This is one thing. So I prefer when I travel, if I'm not wearing traditional, if I'm wearing traditional, I have small pocket bags. If I'm not, I prefer clothes which have multiple pockets so that I have everything within me,
Right.
near me.
Right.
That's one thing. And these are the basic things that you can do and you're pretty much okay.
Right. So I think even me while traveling, so safety part you pretty much well covered. The only one problem apart from safety part that I personally feel is the washroom problem. Because if we are traveling by buses or something, they do stop at various places. But always I find the washrooms and the toiletries to be very dirty, or most of the times at least, and not very usable. And I do agree that sometimes it's the problem of us only, because after using we only don't clean them properly or whatever. But yeah, that's one problem that I personally face if I'm traveling, especially I guess on the road or somewhere, because if you're in a hotel or something you'll find good washrooms, but especially on the road I feel that's one problem. Because with boys I feel still it's not a problem, they can use anything or anywhere, but with girls it's a problem.
Yeah, hygiene is a major issue. In trains, you can't help it.
Yes.
Also, there are multiple sprays and all that you can spray, but still, okay, there are certain tactics that you have to use your
Yes.
mind and adjust.
Yes.
Baki, there's no solution to it.
Solution.
And this is good that until a few years ago, there's a law was passed that women and children will be allowed to use washrooms anywhere. So I think it could be a case not for women and children alone, for everyone, but still it has been helpful that you can go in any restaurant or any hotel nearby and you can use the washroom facilities. About the hygiene, okay, but you can take care of few things. Like there are many things. PSafe, I think, has introduced something that you can use for your travels. Next, you can carry your own tissues always. So my toiletry bag always has wet tissues with me and dry tissues as well, and that's always with me wherever I go. So that's one thing.
Yeah, I mean pretty much that, like we'll have to go prepared in such cases.
Correct.
We cannot expect a lot of things.
So I used to be a person who used to curb things, why doesn't people do it, why are the washrooms not clean and this and that. In train also you have a contact number if in case the washroom is not clean, but how can you expect someone to clean the washroom every time anyone goes? So you cannot
That is
teach
true.
people manners, but you can be mannered yourself.
Right.
So just take care of that and be prepared yourself rather than complaining about it, or imagine like fascinating stories कि washroom भी clean हो नहीं.
Right.
खुद अपना सामान
So
लेके
that's
जाओ.
again a fantasy land in Delulu.
Yeah.
All right. So So we talked about traveling. So also, like, if I talk about you, I do know that you love to travel. I do know that you are a very creative person as well in your life. Very creative when I say that. So what are the other interests or passions that you have as a person? Like, maybe you can tell a little bit more about your creativity, and what other
Okay.
things do you enjoy apart from traveling?
Okay, so yeah, it again comes to sustainability. So my creativity is somewhat related to it. Recently, I found a passion for mandala art.
Yeah, right.
But I don't do it with paint. I do it with pencil or pen. I do it only with that. So I use only one color while making the mandalas. Only one colored pen. That I do. It's a very meditative kind of thing, I can say. Then, other than that, I try to convert waste materials into something that can be used for home decor.
That I've seen.
And in my sari brand Amber Kosh, so this is I'm revealing this. I did not reveal this yet. So whenever anyone buys any product from Amber Kosh, so they get something that is created from waste material converted into something beautiful.
Wow, that's
So just now in
cute
my
and that's
Yes.
pretty nice. Yeah.
So and there are things that you can use very often. So just in my recent order, I converted waste cloth, jeans cloth into a kamarband. And one shoelaces was used in making it. Then there was some decorative material which was just kept in the house from years. So I sewed them together. I made a very beautiful kamarband that I gifted to one person. Then other two people, I made wall hangings out of the waste material that I have. Let's say when you yourself buy products online, so you get a lot of waste along with it.
True.
I convert them into wall hangings and I give them to my customers.
Wow.
So this
That's
is
nice.
this is one thing that I do. Although when you come to my house, you'll always find kachra everywhere.
Because you are using that
Yeah.
kachra a lot.
Yeah. I'm trying my best to even convert my room into something beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe soon.
Okay, I'll visit that.
That's it. Yeah, definitely.
That's nice. That's nice. So a lot of creativity that surrounds around sustainability.
Yes. And I scold my mom, so I carry a bag everywhere, and my mother doesn't. So I scold her whenever she goes out and brings a poly bag, and I tell her, next time you have to return this to them.
I need to do that. Like, I try to do that, but not always. But yeah, that's something very good. And those bags also are handmade by you. The bags that you carry.
Yes.
So which is pretty good. Yeah. And I guess you were always so like interested in paintings and arts, because in your Insta stories I always see a lot of stories of places which are around history, architecture, paintings, wall arts and all. Because I personally I like them, but a lot of time I fail to understand a lot of arts and paintings.
Even I don't understand, but the aura that you feel at such places, it's very beautiful and it's very near to the ground, near to your roots. So it feels very cultural, it feels very like, what I can say, very natural and close to your culture kind of thing. So I like that kind of comfort space. Like, that's my comfort place, I can say.
And do you also like travel to some spiritual places? Do you like doing that, like a
Yes.
lot of temples? So is there any favorite place that you have when it comes to spirituality, like maybe in Delhi or somewhere else in India?
In Delhi, I'll say Akshardham is a
Akshardham,
very nice
yes.
temple.
Yes.
But when you come about the spiritual or such kind of things, Akshardham is where we have combined designs and everything.
Yeah, it's a
such big
beautifully
thing.
built temple.
Yeah, architecture is more into it.
Yeah.
But when I'll come about raw things, that you'll find in Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
I'll
yes,
say
yes,
that.
Yes.
Even in Maharashtra.
Maharashtra.
Yeah. You go to Verud. Verud is Ellora caves, and there's places around it where we have temples. There's a 12 ज्योतिर्लिंग में का एक है कृष्णेश्वर.
Okay.
कृष्णेश्वर मंदिर है, तो वो इलोरा के पास ही है.
Okay.
That's one place. And Maharashtra has ancient temples where there's black colored rocks and that kind of. So the aura is very different.
Very different.
It's very different, and everything that you find over there is ancient.
Right.
Even you go to Pandharpur is a very famous place in Maharashtra. If you go over there, even that temple is very ancient. Even the pillars are still of that time. when it was made ages ago. So I think that is somewhere where you feel very divine. Very divine. That experience, that feeling can't be replicated with any sort of famous architecture monument, you say.
Because the energy that these places hold, all these ancient divine places, no matter what you build and with what all good polished marble you build in these times, that energy cannot be replicated.
Correct.
And that you feel when you go to these places. So even I am from Uttar Pradesh, so I visited a lot of such places in Uttar Pradesh. Maharashtra I have not, so maybe that I can do. So personally, talking about temples and spiritual places, even I am very fond of certain places, like especially there's one Prachin Hanuman Mandir in Delhi that I go to sometimes, and whenever I go there I automatically feel a shift of energy in myself and in the surroundings, and that is rare because that doesn't happen often. Like I remember this one temple, Shivji ka temple in Kasol also, Manikarn basically, it's very famous, but when I went there also I instantly felt a shift of energy. So that's the beauty of such places. And coming to the end of our podcast, I guess since we're talking about Delhi, so and you visit, like you have explored a lot of Delhi, so what are a few places that you would recommend to anybody who is in Delhi? Maybe it can be a eatery place, maybe it can be any other place that you like in Delhi.
For food, I cannot. I do eat a lot outside, but it has always been street food, so I haven't.
So
been
street
to any.
food also you can suggest if you like some.
Chole bhature, chole kulche. Chole kulche, I think nowhere you'll get the way you get in Delhi.
Yes.
I cannot speak about upper north, but south में तो कहीं नहीं मिलेंगे. एक बात है. छोले भटूरे भी हमारे यहाँ पे अच्छे मिलते हैं. Yeah, these are the main things. बाकी चाउमीन भी दिल्ली में बहुत अच्छी मिलती है. चाइना से भी अच्छी.
देसी चाउमीन.
The basic Indian चाउमीन is very good in Delhi. Yes. Momos are good in Delhi. Surprisingly, मोमोज जहाँ अच्छे मिलते हैं वहाँ पे खाने पर मुझे पसंद नहीं आए. दिल्ली में बहुत अच्छे मिलते हैं.
दिल्ली में अच्छे मिलते हैं.
ये अच्छा है. और एक बार ऐसा हुआ था, मेरे फ्रेंड्स आ रहे थे और उनके पास टाइम था थोड़ा सा और उनको बहुत घूमना था, तो उन्होंने मुझे पूछा. सो इवन इफ आई एक्सप्लोर दिल्ली अ लॉट, मेरे पास जब कोई पूछता है तो मेरे पास कोई आंसर नहीं होता है. बिकॉज मैं जैसे घूमती हूँ तो मैं एक दिन में एक ही जगह जाती हूँ. सो इवन इफ आई एम इन दिल्ली, मुझे जाने में 2 घंटे लग जाते हैं कहीं पर भी अगर मैं जाऊँ तो. ऐसा है. बट स्टिल आई से लोधी गार्डन इज वन प्लेस एंड हुमायूं टॉम इज वन प्लेस जहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा लगता है, नो मैटर व्हाट सीजन यू गो इन. दैट्स वन प्लेस दैट हैज अ वेरी नाइस वाइब. और बाकी ऐसी काफ़ी जगह है देखने के लिए. लाइक मुझे ये नहीं पता था, प्राचीन हनुमान मंदिर जो है कनॉट प्लेस में, उसमें एक नीचे सबवे है. सबवे में देयर इज अ डिस्प्ले ऑफ द इंडिजिनस ट्राइबल थिंग्स. सो वो एक आप देख सकते हो. देन इन कनॉट प्लेस जस्ट ऑपोजिट एम्पोरियम्स हैं काफ़ी अलग अलग स्टेट्स के. दैट ऑल्सो विजिट इफ यू एनीवन इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. एंड कनॉट प्लेस में एक कैफ़े है, आई थिंक इंडियन कैफ़े ऐसा कुछ नाम है, जस्ट पहले प्राचीन हनुमान मंदिर के पहले. दैट इज़ वन प्लेस वेयर यू कैन विजिट. दैट्स ऑल्सो नाइस. बाकी आई थिंक बाकी और घूमने के लिए तो ऐसे ही यू कैन सर्च. आई डिडंट नो कि दिल्ली में वो है एक वो है ना कवि है गालिब की हवेली है हमारे यहाँ पे. पुरानी दिल्ली में, जो पुरानी दिल्ली रेलवे स्टेशन 10 मिनट के अंतर पे है. That's one hidden gem Delhi has. लोगों को पता
a lot of hidden cafes also. Maybe yes. Like on Insta and all you keep seeing reels, but a lot of hidden cafes. Especially when it comes to eating, I personally like Majnu ka Tela also a lot.
I've never been. We need to plan a date.
we'll go there. We'll go there. But yeah, in terms of eating, I like that place. Like, वैसे it's a little shabby, but yeah, it has very good cafes to eat. All right, okay. So I guess we'll end this podcast over here.
Okay.
But we'll continue shooting further for part 2s and part 3s and so on.
Multiple parts, I believe.
Done. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it too, as much as I did.
Yes. Thank you, Nubul. So very first, I think I have started my life. And I always had this wish that someone should call me as a guest rather than me giving up a call to everyone. So yes, that's one thing that I manifested, and I wish that you have made me true.
Oh.
And yeah, it's every time, we are friends, we are pretty comfortable, but when it comes to shooting like these kind of things, I think you are one of the captivating personalities that leaves a mark on someone. while talking about anything. Yeah, this has been a feedback even when we did our live. So many people liked that live, loved it. and they complimented you as a person. So yes, you are confident. Like it always been as thing कि लोग मेरी तारीफ करते हैं तो मुझे भी करनी है आपकी करनी है.
No, I guess that is one character that you also have. Like when you start talking about something, especially that you're passionate about, it's very captivating.
ये भाई बोला ना मैंने, मतलब लोग मेरी तारीफ करते हैं, मैं कहना चाहती हूँ लोग करने ही नहीं देते हैं यार. So it's very nice talking to you, and you don't see your watch anytime when there's a conversation happening with you.
Yeah.
This is happening, and that's a very, very good quality that rarely people have.
Oh.
So yes, thank you so much for inviting me and making me a part of this.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.